Traveling on foot to many different countries within the land, Alex will meet up with new people that will become his allies and foes. If he is to succeed his mission to save Lunar, he will need the help of the uptight magician, Nash, the shy seer, Mia, the drunkard swordsman, Kyle, and the sassy priestess, Jessica. And he will come to know that one of the previous 4 heroes, Galleon, is actually the next threat to Lunar as he kidnaps Luna and teams with the Vile tribe to achieve his own selfish goals. These plot points are in sync to how an RPG goes. Speaking of RPGs, this game is one! As you would have guessed, your quest is to travel to many different towns, dungeons, and enemy fortresses in order to work your way up to the final showdown against the Magic Emperor, Galleon. Along the way, you will work on finding the 4 dragons of Althena to grant Alex the title of Dragon Master to equally challenge against the deranged Warlock. Of course, when you're on your journey, you will have your allies to help you out to save Lunar before Galleon's new world order becomes imminent. When traveling in the various dungeons on Lunar, you will end up battling against many enemies in order to level up your character for growth and strength. Growing your characters is no easy task, as the enemies you fight will be by the dozens to gain experience. When you fight against the many random enemies, you can attack them with artificial intelligence, manual control, and magic. However, I just stick to manual because the AI is for more of the pros. Don't forget about the boss fights, as they are time consuming, and they offer the most in what you are rewarded with. Yippee! The mini attacks and magic spells can have a significant effect on your foes, as they can be weak against certain abilities that each character possesses. For instance, if an enemy is primarily magic based, then defeating them with sword magic is the key to victory. The same effect goes for the opposite. Also, you have to heal your characters during or after battle, because their defeat could lead you to having a game over. Who doesn't want that? Utilize the best strategies, and you are on your way to great success. Don't forget that there are treasure chests that contain items for your inventory and new equipment for your characters. Now let us talk about the world map. When you're on the world map, you will end up in countries or regions, as this game chooses it to be, that will have many dungeons and towns that you can select to go through. However, your movement is restricted on a linear path, and you can't always get back from place to place in an instant. For example, I'm in the Katarina region, and all I want to do is go from Land Village to the Magic City of Vane. I will have to travel from Lan to the Nanza barrier, traverse on the mountains to get out of Nanza, and then move my way from Nanza to Vane. Just like that. It becomes kind of tedious for some time, and they are usually required for first meetings in certain places like those. But once you get the white dragon wings to teleport you to different towns within the world, then you are all set from having to travel from place to place on foot ever again. Let us not forget that traveling to the Red Dragon Cave and the Frontier are not accessible, because you have to arrive at those locations through storied events. Those places are more linear, while the others are more non-linear, as you can travel to those places whenever you like. One other downside is that there are no enemies to fight when you're on the world map. It was common in the original game, but ever since the PS1 remake, random battles on the overworld map became obsolete in the Lunar games. For the next concept, let us delve into the towns. When you are in locations that are flooded with civilians, you can talk to them and learn about many things about a town, Lunar's history, or wander around the shops for equipment and items. Be on the lookout for what price they are, as you have to have silver to purchase the different things that you wish to have. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that too. After completing every battle, you will gain silver as your currency to buy items. Keep in mind that you have to find silver in treasure chests in dungeons as well. It's not as much of a hassle to have a boatload of silver as it was in Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete, because you needed it to buy different equipment, as they were really pricey. Now let us get back to what I was talking about. When you're also in towns, you will see Althena statues to replenish your health. This takes the place of the inns, as there are none in this game. What's even better, using Althena statues are free of charge, baby! Overall, the concept has many different things on your main agenda that you can do in the course of filler or in the main game. Just keep in mind that the overall objective of the story is to meet the 4 dragons, become Dragon Master, defeat the Magic Emperor Galleon, save the world of Lunar, and rescue Luna. When playing this game, you will have a great sense of comfort if you are traveling in a dungeon, town, region map, or fighting in a battle. Do you want to know why? That's because the controls in this game are perfect for the PSP. Let us start off with the movement on the world map. You just use the thumbstick or the D-pad to select which town or dungeon you want to go to, and when you have it selected, press the X button for Alex to move to that location. When he gets there, hit X again to enter the selected place. Simple as cake! Wait a minute, there's no cake in this game! The cake is a lie! Oh, sorry about that stupid Portal reference. Alright, now let us talk about the controls when you're on a stage. When on the stage, you can move around with the thumbstick and D-pad, and opening treasure chests is done with the X button. One other thing to note is that if you want to move faster, then hold the right shoulder button while walking to speed up your movement. You can even press the X button to talk to people if they are in a town or in a dungeon, which do happen in certain locations. If there are certain selections that you want to cancel, like buying items and equipment, then press the circle button. To open up the submenu, hit the triangle button. When you're in this selection, you could do many things like viewing a character's status, using items to heal yourself or to support you like the dragon wings, changing equipment, viewing your spells and abilities, changing your character's formation and tactics, and saving and loading your data. Going through any one of these options only has 2 buttons for you to use. The X button is used to select things, and the circle button is used to cancel selections. That's it! Also, if you want to skip the cinematic cutscenes during the game, then press the start button to get out of them. If you wish to enter battle, then run up towards an enemy, and you will be engaged in combat, which brings me to the controls for random or boss battles. When fighting, you will have a variety of things to choose from when it comes to combat. You can choose to have your characters fight with AI, select their abilities manually, select the tactics for the party, or flee from combat. If you choose to select the character's abilities manually, then there are so many things that you can do for them. You can choose one character to have AI, to attack with melee, use a spell or ability, defend from enemy attacks, using an item from your inventory, or making a character flee from battle. You can select or deselect what you want your character or party to do. Simply, you just press the X or circle button to do that. The control setup is very basic, and the learning curve isn't that intricate like Dragon Age Origins. I find it very comforting because the controls are very easy with selecting or deselecting the many options you can use. It's always good to resort to basics in an RPG, and Lunar Silver Star Harmony does the control scheme justice. From having the traditional method of graphics to graduating to a new style makes the design aspect of Lunar Silver Star Harmony delivers great eye candy. I mean, we see sprites in every shape or form for most games back then, but the hand-drawn style in the visual seems to be the next big thing for 2D games these days. It seems to work mostly for RPGs, as I've only seen a small pinch of games that delivered that same format. The animation in the characters, monsters, spells, special effects, and environments are very fluent as to what they do or how they idolize themselves. When it comes to the graphics, the color scheme is really vast, surreal, and synthetic. The attention to detail with its anime style is exquisite. Even the characters have mugshots when they are talking to one another, but they are more of portraits of themselves and their expressions. The characters in the story are all created by Toshiyuki Kubooka, who worked on the original game and the remakes. His character designs show great promise as they represent who they are, what their jobs are, and their personalities based on their designs. The mugshots look even better as the anime-style designs reflect the times and how they look more modern than the remakes. Alex, Luna, Null, and all the other characters show better expression than they did before. However, the 2 things that were not changed about the design were the bromides and the anime cutscenes. From one generation to the next, the design makes a huge leap to show that a new 2D style can work even for an old franchise. Nice job you did there, Game Arts. Nice job.